Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and today I'm going to show you how to groom your husky. Oh wait, wrong channel. It's Magic Spoilers. Woo, let's go! Alright, there's a lot of these. I'm going to see how many I can blow through. First up, we got Plasma Jockey. Red 4 cost 3/1 Viashino Warrior. Whenever Plasma Jockey attacks, target creature and opponent controls can't block this turn and blitz 3. So you drop it in, haste, sack it at end of turn, and draw a card. Oh, if it dies. I mean, there's Red Rush, and then there's Red Rush that doesn't let you play anything other than Red Rush. Next up, Raffine's Silencer. It's a 3 cost 1/1 creature human assassin in black, and whenever it enters battlefield, it connives. And then whenever it dies, target creature and opponent controls gets -X until end of turn, where X is Raffine's Silencer's power. See, that's just kind of neat. You can do some weird stuff with that without being game breaking. This set, I am not kidding, very, very well designed. Almost every card design direction that I said they should go for a healthy and fun game, they did with this set, but then they threw in some just crazy crap. And unfortunately, Standard is kind of crap right now, so it's almost irrelevant, but, you know, good for them for giving it the old try. So next up, Cabaretti Initiate, aka Raccoon Head. Wait a minute, it's that guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyway, 1 cost green 1/2, so that's already pretty good. It's a creature raccoon citizen, in case you thought I was kidding. And, you know, I'm not even going to say it, okay? Just Wizards should have probably done their research about 1910 New York, America. And anyway, it has paid 2 generic plus hybrid red-white, so 3 total. It gains double strike until end of turn. So, I mean, you're going to need an aura, equipment, or counters to get this up there, and then you need a completely different color, but if you can get it, you know, he'll hit hard. Still, I don't think this is, like, constructed good necessarily, unless you build the whole dang deck around him, which is stupid. But you might be able to get something done in draft with this, and it's a common, just saying. Next up, Big Score. Oh my gosh, swimming in coins. Come on, Scrooge McDuck, let's go. There's a lot I like about the set. Big Score, 4 cost, red instant. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, and then draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. I hate this. It costs 4, though. I still hate it. Next up, Hold for Ransom. It's 2 cost white enchantment aura, enchant creature, enchanted creature. Can't attack or block and has, looks like a 7? Okay. Hold for Ransom's controller sacrifices it and draws a card. Activate only as a sorcery. So it grants it to the creature, and they're in control of the creature in theory. So, hey, a 2 cost pin down? 7's a lot. They better really like that creature. This is an exceptionally good card. And this is going to be the king of limited. I love it. Next up, Disdainful Stroke. Just, you know, that again. Next up, Girdergoonge. Pretty sure that's a Pokemon. Just kidding. So, black 4/4, Ogre Warrior. When it dies, create a tapped 2/2 black rogue creature token and blitz 4. Really? Black blitz? So, any kind of external death triggers mixed with the card draw, I think this whole thing is going to be nuts. I hope this is the only one they did in black, because 4/5 is borderline unplayable. For how weak this is. Next up, Scuttling Butler. It's an artifact creature construct at the beginning of combat on your turn. Add a bunch of robots to the game for no reason, again, just to piss people off. Because, you know, they had these in New York, obviously. Seriously, what were they thinking? Anyway, 3 cost 4/1. Okay, that ain't no Butler, that's a guard dog. Artifact creature construct at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control 2 or more multicolored permanents, Scuttling Butler gains double strike until end of turn. Is this a real card, or is this a late April Fool's Day prank? What the hell were they thinking? First of all, counters auras equipment. 2 or more multicolored permanents. Like, this is going to be the most powerful card in the set. It's a crappy throwaway uncommon. Hell, you can make this unblockable. You can make it flying in the same set. Everybody's going to draft this. Like, what were they thinking? I hope this is a mistranslation or something. Otherwise, I can just hear them saying, nobody's going to play this 3-color crap, it's going to be impossible to draft, and nobody wants to touch it. And then they're like, let's just put in something that hits for 8 as long as you're playing literally anything multicolored. Spoiler alert, green-white. Green-white enchantments. Yeah, this is messed up. Next up, obviously, Cement Shoes. A 1 cost, artifact equipment, equipped creature gets +3/+3, and as at the beginning of your end step, tap this creature. Equipped creature doesn't untap during the controller's untap step, equip 2, but no way to dequip it. You gotta equip it to something else. Well, this is pretty powerful with equip 2, I gotta say. The drawback is the drawback, but if you can move that around, it's pretty good. I could see people running this in limited. Next up, Cleanup Crew. It's a 6-cost creature human citizen. When Cleanup Crew enters the battlefield, choose 1. Destroy target artifact. Destroy target enchantment. Exile target card from a graveyard. You gain 4 life. You only get one mode and it costs 6. At least you get a 6/6 creature out of it because this is garbage. Next up, Crew Captain. It's 3 color. Just look if you care what it is. I'm sick of trying to name colors. 4/2 human warrior with haste, and it has indestructible as long as it entered the battlefield this turn. But it doesn't have flash, so who cares? I mean, yeah, haste, okay, whatever, but flash would have been way more fun. Next up, allegedly, Pugnacious Pugilist. I don't know what pugnacious means, and I'm too lazy to look it up, but anyway. It's a 5-cost Ogre Warrior, 4/4, and when it attacks, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 Red Devil creature token with when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target, and blitz 4. I think it's still too overcosted for what it does. Like, anything red above 3 is usually honestly just for limited. That Devil every single turn, though, with it being 4/4, is like pretty good. Next up, I guess the people from Seattle haven't heard what's happening in San Francisco and Seattle. Y'all been to the CVS lately. Anyway, widespread thieving. 3-cost red enchantment, hideaway 5. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, which you won't, create a treasure token, maybe you will now, then you may pay 1 of each color. If you do, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Okay, I don't like free casting, but that is like actually almost impossible, except for treasures. Kind of interesting. I am just so sick of treasure decks. I can't condone anything that really has the word treasure on it at all. Unfortunately, they ruined it. Red Rush, Splash Black, Haste Dragons did it for me. I don't know about you guys. Next up, Corpse Explosion. I gotta say, just copying the cards to my folder here for this video, just looking at the art and the card names, what the hell happens in this city? It sounds like an angel-induced citizen uprising. I mean, I'm all for that, but like, I'll be honest, I didn't see this coming. I could just read the story, but as you probably already heard, yeah, no. So black, red, +1 generic 3-cost sorcery has an additional cost to cast a spell, exile a creature card from your graveyard because duh, and it deals damage equal to the exiled card's power to each creature and planeswalker. Oh, there's your sweeper. Told you it was coming. Next up, Civil Servant. Oh good, that's what we need. Pandering to the ferverts. I mean furries. So it's 2-cost green, white, already the most dominant deck in the world. 2/3 cat citizen. Whenever Civil Servant attacks, you may tap another untapped citizen you control. If you do, Civil Servant gets +1/+0 and gains lifelink until end of turn. Okay, I mean, that's just neat. I just don't like go wide, stupid, gimmicky token decks, but they did put citizen on like actual real creatures. So that's kind of interesting. Next up, Glittering Stockpile. It's a 3-cost red artifact treasure, and you can tap it, add 1 red mana to your mana pool, put a stash counter on Glittering Stockpile. Ooh, okay. Then tap it, sack it, and add X mana of any 1 color, where X is the number of stash counters on Glittering Stockpile. So it's like a big stockpile of treasure. Who would have thought? Yeah, this could just be abused, and there's already that stupid dragon mouth red equipment thing that keeps winning games. It pisses me off. It's just control spells, and they get rewarded with control spells, and when they get to 20, they just blast you, and there's nothing you can do. And now this. Yeah. Next up, Rogue's Gallery. It's a 3-cost black sorcery. For each color, return up to 1 target creature card of that color from your graveyard to your hand. That is, like, actually pretty nuts for 3 mana. Next up, Involuntary Employment. Oh, gotta get them socialist themes in, because it's 1910 New York. Anyway, 4-cost red sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature, and then seize the means of production. Oh, I read that wrong. It gains haste until end of turn. Create a treasure token, because, of course. Next up, Chaldea Strongarm. It's a 5-cost green human warrior creature from an anime, apparently. 2/3. And when it enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. Blitz 4. I mean, this whole 5/4 blitz thing, it's not much of a blitz if you're only getting a discount of 1 and then it dies. And a 2/3 is kind of trash, so I think they're assuming you put it on itself, which then why not just make it a vanilla? This is just a bad card. Next up, Celestial Regulator. What is up with the angels? I seriously want to read this, but it would take me like hours. So anyway, it's a 3-cost white, blue, 1 generic, 2/3 angel advisor flying. And when a Celestial Regulator enters the battlefield, choose target creature you don't control and tap it. If you control a creature with a counter on it, the chosen creature doesn't untap during its opponent's next untap step. By the way, where's all the references to Halo? AKA magic cocaine. So it's like a weirdly specific pin down on a flying angel that sucks and isn't really in angel colors. Okay, cool. Next up, River's Decoy with I still don't know if that's like a digital effect and they just screenshotted it, or if the card actually looks like that and that's the frame. I doubt they would cover the numbers and important information like that, but this is Wizards. They're capable of anything. And I don't mean that in a good way. So 3-1 for 2. Green Human Warrior, Riveteers, pardon me. Decoy must be blocked if able. And then Blitz 4. Why would the Blitz cost be higher? Yeah, you get a card out of it, but like, it must be blocked. If you get away with the 3-1, you probably want to keep it in play. I don't get why you would Blitz it. Whatever. Next up, Agnes, the Dragon's Lash. Here we go. It's like they made this just to piss off people who can't look at mana symbols and name the color. I know it's a weirdly specific, almost pseudo-disability. So it's 1 generic, 1 black-red hybrid, 1 red, and then 1 red-green hybrid. So you know what? Just cast it for whatever the hell you want, pretty much. 3-3 legendary creature, Viashino Warrior, haste, and whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. Well, that's just annoying, stupid, and degenerate, and encouraging stupid dragon treasure decks. They ruined this whole set with treasures, they really did. Next up, Reservoir Kraken. It's a 4-cost, double blue 6/6. And because of the unwritten rules of Magic, you're not allowed to have a attack power higher than the casting cost in blue without a downside. There are 2 exceptions in the entire history of the game. So anyway, 6/6 for 4. Trample, Ward 2. What? At the beginning of each combat, if Reservoir Kraken is untapped, any opponent may tap an untapped creature they control. If they do, tap Reservoir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue fish creature token with this creature can't be blocked. Oh, that's spicy. So I don't like these like it's a giant penalty or you're going to get hit things, but it does give your opponent a small disadvantage while there's a looming threat, but they have like unlimited time-ish to do something about it, but every turn that they delay it, they're making it worse. Like, it's kind of neat, but I just don't like playing against them. The last one was that stupid black thing where you discard a card or sack a creature or something to tap it. Oh yeah, and it created 3 goats, remember that thing? Yeah, not a fan. I hated that. This is at least neat, but like, I don't like creatures that can't be blocked, period. And now it's just fish and you could put counters on them. It's bad. And then Ward 2, really? You felt the need to do that? By the way, at the beginning of each combat, if it is untapped, an opponent may tap an untapped creature they control if they do tap it. What if it's tapped at that time, and then you go to declare attackers, or what is it, like respond to their lack of a response to you going to combat phase or however that works? Use an instant speed effect to untap it and then swing unopposed with Ward. Just saying. Not like game ending, I just thought, oh, that'd be kind of neat. Next, Mayhem Patrol. It's a 2-cost 1/2 Devil Warrior with Menace, and when it attacks target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Blitz 2. I mean, 1 damage Menace, like, what is even the point? Like, if they block with 2 of anything, you can only do 1 damage between them. Well, okay, I mean, target creature gets +1/+0, it could just target itself, but still, this is a bit silly. Next up, Workshop Warchief. It's a 5-cost 5/3 Water Warrior with Trample, and when it enters battlefield, you gain 3 life. When it dies, create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token, Blitz 6. Also, kind of reminds me of Septerra Core, I'm just saying. Shout out to the 6 people who played that game. I don't know why you'd be in such a rush to turn your 5/3 Trampler into a vanilla 4/4 without Trample, that you would pay more for it. I must be missing something. This is a rare. Like, legit, is there a death trigger on some card in green? I don't know. Anyway, Jewel Thief. It's a 3-cost 3/3 Cat Rogue, Vigilance Trample. Really? They couldn't call it Cat Burglar? And when it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Oh joy, because green doesn't have enough mana ramp. Thank God they finally came around to giving them that. Next up, Zayator's Envoy. It's a 3-color, 1 generic, 1 black, 1 red, 1 green, 5/4 Viashino Warrior. That took a lot of takes. I seriously think I have some kind of mental problem. Maybe I had a stroke. Who knows? So it's 5/4 with Trample, and when this card deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of your library. You may play a land from the top of your library right after you get on Magnifying Glass to read this card. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, nothing new to you. So you may play a land from the top of your library or cast a spell from the top of your library with mana value less than or equal to the damage dealt by this card, is what it probably should have said, but I guess, it's implied and they ran out of room. From the top of your library without paying its mana cost. If you don't, put that card in your hand and then Blitz 5. Another just weird, unnecessary Blitz cost, but a good card otherwise. Next up, Patch Up. Oh, let me guess. He's a veterinarian, but the mob has him on a gambling debt. And it's like, come on. There's creativity, and then there's cliches, and then there's some middle ground, and they just ignored everything but cliches. Anyway, 3-cost white sorcery. Return up to 3 cards, or creature cards with total mana value 3 or less, total, from your graveyard to the battlefield. See, white does resurrection right. Oh, wow. I was only half kidding until I read that flavor text. Next up, Veterano de los Mediadores. Y cuando el veterano de los mediadores muera, pon el contador de escudo sobre la criatura objetivo que controlas. Creo que es más o menos muy bien, pero azul no tiene mucho fuerte en eso nada. Pues, próximo, Riveter's Ascendancy. 1 black, 1 red, 1 green, enchantment, and whenever you sacrifice a creature. I keep saying riveters because that's what they're. Riveteers. Whatever. Anyway, whenever you sacrifice a creature, get fined by OSHA. Oh, wait, it's 1910. No, I misread that. You may return target creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Do this only once each turn. What does it mean, do this only once? That's not... What? Who wrote this Oracle text? This ability triggers only once per turn, not do this. Guys, that thing you're doing, only do it once. This is so utterly exploitable and broken, mostly outside of standard, so not my problem, but, wow, this new Modern Horizons 3, or Commander Horizons or whatever, that they're masquerading as a standard set is really powerful. Next up, Mr. Orfeo the Boulder. But in the clubs, they call him Pointy Boy. So he's a 4-cost, black, red, green, if I remember what the hell that was called. Oh, probably Riveteers. Anyway, 2/4 legendary creature, Rhino Warrior. Whenever you attack, double target creature's power until Mark Rosewater is fired. Oh, good. Next up, Brass Knuckles, 4-cost artifact equipment. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it. The copy becomes a token. Just right off the bat for 4. Okay. Equip 1. An equipped creature has double strike as long as 2 or more equipment are attached to it. Guys, this right here is proof that on occasion, they can print something interesting, powerful, but appropriately costed. That, I mean, I don't know every card in the game, but I don't think they've done anything like this before. And then it has good flavor, good artwork, like it just... When they say we push the boundaries and we print, powerful cards that are risking being too powerful because it's been 27 years and we're out of ideas and we've tried everything before and we don't want the game to be boring and we want to push the boundaries. That's just Mark Rosewater lying to you and gaslighting you about how he's just an out of control idiot who doesn't know anything about math or balance, which he himself said in a direct quote, almost something identical to that. He said something like, I'm not very good at game balance or balance testing or like something about power levels or sensing. I don't know. You think? And then you got people coming out with stuff like this. Let them design more stuff. Whoever designed this whole set, or I should say 80% of the set, let them design more. And I think I got to stop on this one because there's a million more, but you're not going to get better than this. But hey, watch for more spoilers, and maybe today, probably tomorrow, there has been a massive leak, and unless you've been on the internet in the last 4 hours, you haven't seen it yet. And when I say massive, I think it's 50 cards from a set that we don't know a single card from yet. Or, I mean, knowing them, probably 1 or 2, but whatever. So, watch for that, to say the least. Subscribe if you want to miss it, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, I just posted one of the cards from it on my community tab.